Well, one of the chief reasons for people starting to come to the county was the fact there was no air conditioning.
There was no air conditioning, so Door County was a place people would come for the summer, and people would come and stay for a week or even weeks at a time.
A lot of people came by train. There was a viable railway system going up through Algoma and into Sturgeon Bay, and from that point, they could even carriage in the early days. Steamers were another big way. Chicago had steamers, Milwaukee had active steamer lines. Later on, the Goodrich steamer line was very active and continued for years bringing people to Door County.
We were American Plan back then. That's where the price for your accommodation is the room or the cottage and the meals, 3 meals a day. American Plan was so prevalent, all the resorts had it. If you didn't take the American Plan, you didn't stay there. That was mandatory. You try that today, and in about 2 days, you'd be out of business.
It was a very relaxed, in some ways, a very traditional summer getaway. Cooler days, cooler nights, but the bay always warms up if there's sun. Play bridge or some card game in the evenings, and turning in early, getting up early, just relaxing. Once people start coming to a location, any location, tourism starts to become a viable business, and entrepreneurs start to see opportunities. This helped get the state parks going here in the county. It brought in activities of all kinds.
Well, there were a couple of things that I understand really changed Door County. One of them was 1969, the story, I think it was called A Kingdom So Delicious, and it was in National Geographic. And it really is sort of credited with putting Door County on the map.
After the National Geographic story, there was a burst of interest. More and more people started finding it. Word of mouth spread, and more people started coming. And that really, through the 1980s into the early 90s, the tourism industry was really strong.
As these highways made it easier for people to get in the car, and you might have to stop in Sheboygan and Manitowoc and Two Rivers and all these towns, Kewaunee, Algoma, all the way up, you could at least get up here by car. And then in the 70s, they completed the 4-lane highway from Milwaukee to Green Bay. That made a big difference. And then that section of the 4-lane was completed between Green Bay and Sturgeon Bay. Each time that happened, there was a major increase in people coming up here.